One of Minnesota's East Metro communities is working to build a healthy community together with a grassroots new community-based initiative called Woodbury THRIVES. To tell us all about Woodbury THRIVES is Maria Bitanga and Roger Green with the Woodbury Community Foundation. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
So Roger, tell us, what is Woodbury THRIVES? Obviously it has something to do with Woodbury. What's it all about?
Sure. Woodbury THRIVES is aimed at ensuring that we have a healthy community in Woodbury in the broadest of ways. We don't think of health as being just the absence of illness or sickness, but instead thinking about physical and mental and emotional and spiritual, financial health for that matter, of our residents and those people that live and work in Woodbury. So we're basically involved with a broad group of organizations: the City of Woodbury, the Washington County Public Health, the Woodbury Community Foundation, Health East is at the table, the Woodbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Our business people are working with us on this as well. And we've had more than 30 different organizations from around the community that have been participating in one session or another.
So what would be your hope? What would be the goal of Woodbury THRIVES? What do you hope to accomplish?
Sure. Well, ultimately, we hope that health, in that broadest definition, is really taken into consideration in all things that our community does, that it essentially becomes part of the culture or the DNA of Woodbury in the long term. And so we may have some specific programs that grow out of it that help to foster health amongst our residents, or help our policymakers to consider health in all the decisions that they're making. But it's really about how do we make this a part of the way people think about our community and what makes it strong and vital over the long term.
That's quite a tall order, especially considering how, the diversity of communities, and you have the young families, you have a lot of growing population, seniors, and how do you get them all together?
Sure, no, absolutely, and that's part of the excitement of the initiative, is that it isn't like a single solution to fit everybody. And so as we've talked to people, seniors have a different set of issues around transportation, getting to services, support in the home, and young families have a hard time sometimes being able to make health a part of their lifestyle and their busy lifestyles. For those that are less fortunate, sometimes just having access to good food can be a challenge. Getting that input is really the starting point to understand where people come from.
I just read another study talking about how important that childhood nutrition is for people not only living longer but being healthier and all of that. Yes. So Maria, what is your involvement in this, and what are you doing?
Sure. So I'm the project manager for Woodbury THRIVES, and basically I am head of the committee called Community Conversations. So Community Conversation is based on a qualitative data analysis, in the sense that we really want to hear what the people of Woodbury has to say, their input, which will kind of help prioritize what we are trying to accomplish with this Culture of Health initiative. And so it involves a lot of stakeholders, the youth, most especially the residents of Woodbury and people who work there. So there's been a lot of surveys that have been conducted in the city of Woodbury, but I think what the clear and true essence of really having that community involvement is to really reach out to the community members themselves and the residents, and know how they feel and know how they react to situations when asked. And the really good thing is that we're working with the city, in which they have a strategic plan that involves diversity, inclusion, and a welcoming community. So a part of the questions also involves that portion of it, which again is the overall goal of the Culture of Health. It's not only the physical well-being, mental, emotional, and spiritual as well.
So far, what are you hearing from the residents? What are some of their concerns? What does health mean to them, and what would they like to see?
Right. So, for instance, we are doing something that's multicultural based, interfaith based, and so mostly, getting motivated to exercise was one of the things that I've seen in there, and also, really getting to know each other. So not a lot of residents who live there really know their neighbors.
So they feel maybe isolated and
right.
not a part of the community?
Exactly, and siloed in the sense, right? Because you only know your certain, parameters within where you live. So this kind of allows you to go out of your shell and meet new people as well. And so one of the community conversations I attended attended, you know, there was someone there who works for Twin Cities Orthopedics, and there was a senior person who was there, and she said, honestly, the one thing that really is frustrating is getting motivated. And that was one of the response by the personnel from Twin Cities Orthopedics. You know, they said something like, oh yeah, actually, it's really important to get people motivated. And also, Summit Orthopedics was there as well. And so it was a great kind of scenario, because at the end of it all, I was able to mention that, you know, it's important to really get to know what the needs and wants are of the community members, and honestly really getting to know each other.
So even though there's been all these studies by county, public health, and the city, you have no preconceived idea what is going to come out of Woodbury Thrives at this point.
Exactly, right.
So it's truly encompassing the whole community.
Yeah, we're really blessed to be part of Washington County that has a tremendous public health department.
Right.
They've done a wonderful community health needs assessment. Health East, Health Partners, Alina have all done similar assessments as well. But we feel that in order for this to be successful in the long term, it really needs to be grassroots, down at the community level, for that matter, at the church or the neighborhood level. And so we've got all the data, and we're not going to ignore that. We're going to bring that to the table as well. But
Right.
if we really want people engaged around community health, we need to get their input, have them involved in the process of determining where priorities are.
I think some viewers might say, well, isn't Woodbury already a healthy community? Why do this now at this time?
Mm-hmm. Well, we are fortunate to be part of Washington County that has, you know, is like rated number 2 in terms of counties in the state of
Right,
Minnesota.
yeah.
There's no question about that. But we all know that, you know, we're not as healthy as we could be. And you certainly can sit at many of our local restaurants and watch some of the people that perhaps overconsume, or the people that, you know, purchase memberships at our fitness centers in December and then quit going after February. I mean, we all have issues in that regard. Plus, as I say, people in different stages of life have different needs and issues. So it isn't that there aren't needs out there today, and as the community continues to age and evolve, those needs will increase. So we're not going to wait for things to kind of go to pot. We're trying to get to them ahead of the curve. So.
And it seems like water, too, is a big issue in a lot of our communities in Minnesota, too, something that to be considered and taken into consideration, I would think.
Sure. I think the City of Woodbury has paid a lot of attention to quality of water in our community and done a lot of work on irrigation and things that might somehow harm the quality of the water as well. But it is certainly on people's minds and something that we need to keep on the list of opportunities.
So how does someone get involved, and do they have to just be Woodbury residents, or can they be Washington County residents?
We're targeting Woodbury residents and people who work there, and we have Community Action Task Force meetings. That's usually once a month. We have a Facebook page. All they have to do is like Woodbury Thrives, and we have a list of the dates and the times of our community conversations. That way we can have people attend those. They're usually open to the public. And also we have a website, and I'm pretty sure you're going to show it in your screen at some point,
Right.
that they can email us with any questions, concerns, or how to even get involved with Woodbury Thrives.
How many, go ahead.
Our goal is to have 500 people
That was my
participate
question.
through
Be a
these
part of
community
it.
conversations that are groups of anywhere from 5 to 50 people. And they can occur in people's kitchens or at local churches or at community centers as well. So they're being hosted by organizations in the community and by individuals in some cases.
And the show airs on a number of communities throughout Minnesota and the Twin Cities. So is this something that they could adapt as well, a similar type of a program, or be willing to share it with other communities?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about, when we speak of public health initiatives and culture of health, is you really don't want this to be like your kept best secret, because you want to share it to other people, because health is an issue for all, and it affects both the young and old. So I think this is a really important initiative, and we're really glad that Woodbury is, a part of this type of initiative that can, set as a pillar to other cities who want to be involved or even know more about it.
Final comments for our viewers. about Woodbury Thrives?
Well, it's just an exciting opportunity in our community, and we really encourage people to participate. I mean, I'd love to have 5,000 people rather than 500, but we're trying to be realistic about
Yeah,
this,
with
given our
schedules
time frame.
and busy lives
Yep,
and stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure. Well, Maria and Roger, great to have you with us, and we'll have to have you come back after you've got some initiatives going and follow up and see where things are going.
Great.
We'd love to do that.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Jody.
And we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we hope you're back with us next time on Inside Healthcare. We'll see you again.